my dudes, how's it hanging? Survival Tribe. It has been a hot fucking minute. Hopefully y'all are doing well. We're going to teach you something a little different today, and it's going to be a little fun, quick project you guys can do at home, but it's how to make candles. Not just any type of candles, oil candles. But we'll teach you guys how to make simple candles you guys can use for power outages and in various survival situations with nothing but mason jar, some rope, and some cooking oil. But before we go ahead and get into this more though, cue intro. These are fairly simple to make, and they're really handy for a variety of situations. You literally can use them for daily usage if you would like, or you could be like me and save it for when you really need to use them in survival situations or in case of emergencies or just a simple power outage. And again, all you need is a mason jar or really any bottle, honestly. You can even use tinfoil for a lid instead. Some rope, I'd say 1/4 inch thick is pretty solid. You can go a little bit smaller than that, or you can just use small pieces of twine and weave them together to make a solid rope like this. Best, as far as I'm aware of, to use is 100% cotton rope because of the way it burns and all that. We're going to be using some hemp rope here. Let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so for rope, you want to have it a certain length. I made it a little bit longer than I arguably could have. I basically would recommend you use enough to sit at the bottom just a little bit, especially the cotton. I got enough here of the hemp to make it sit with a little circle at the bottom, kind of hold it down a bit more. But generally you really just want enough to go to the bottom and maybe about a 1/2 to 1/4 inch off the top there. That way it has a nice little look to burn. Next step, once you got your rope and everything cut, is going to be filling up the container. Now you can fill it up any amount that you want. We're going to be filling it up to this first little lip here. It's a good point. You don't want to fill it up too much, but with the candles you can definitely fill it up quite a bit. If you make a lantern out of these though without lids, you just want to put maybe a 1/2 inch or an inch in there, because when you have it in there it's going to be using the glass to amplify or reflect the light particles more to make it a little bit brighter, I'd argue. But for what we're doing, we don't really have to worry about that so much, so we're just going to go and fill up to this first brim. Alrighty, so when it comes to the liquid you're going to be pouring into your mason jar for a fuel, you want to have some oils that are combustible, but you don't want anything like kerosene, because kerosene is not good to have. If it spills over or anything like that, it can catch fire on its own and stay lit. With the cooking oils, it needs a direct source of flame generally, so you're not really going to have to worry about as much as if you would with just straight kerosene. There are some different types of heaters or candles you can make with it out there. We're going to recommend you stick with cooking oils, so things like olive oil, vegetable oil, etc. Then once you got your oil and everything poured in, I'd argue you get your lid done. Could do this first realistically, but what you want to do is keep the ring off to the side. You want to drill a hole inside this lid here. The reason why you're drilling a hole in it is because it's going to allow the rope or whatever you're using for the wick to slide through. And if you drill it from the plastic side down, it's gonna cause a little bit of a folding of the metal to pop up, and that will allow the rope to be stuck in place. Let's go ahead and get to drilling this fucking son of a bitch. All right, and then once you got your hole drilled and taken care of, it's gonna make it pretty easy. If you have to, don't be afraid to, wet your lips, or wet your fingers, I mean. That way you have an easier time feeding your rope in through the little hole. But you feed it through the bottom hole, and the reason why that is because when you do, and if you can get it through, it catches the rope or whatever you're using as your wick and makes it so you can just have a little adjustable flow to it. But it keeps it stationary so that way it doesn't fall in or anything like that. You don't have to have any washers or any sort of fancy equipment for it. Once you get that done, what you want to do next is you basically take your rope, whatever it is you're using, and you put it in your oil. Like so. I leave about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of wick, and then secure your lid. And there you go, you got it nice and started. Then once you have your candle all nice and set up, there's one more thing you got to do first, and that is to let it sit for roughly 3 to 5 minutes if you're using cotton rope like we suggested earlier. If you're using what I am currently, I would recommend having it wait a little bit longer. The longer you wait for it to soak in all the oils and everything like that, the better it's going to be. And that's that way your wick and everything can absorb some of the oils too. With the hemp rope, it's a little bit thicker and not as absorbent as cotton. That's why cotton's pretty good to use for a wick. So we're gonna wait probably about 20 minutes roughly just to make sure and be secure with it. But when we do, we'll go ahead and light her up and show you guys how it works. Alrighty, well, it's been actually over an hour to an hour and a half now that I let this up soak. I wanted to give it extra time just to make sure, you know, it actually do what it needs to. You guys can see this. It's definitely soaked. It's a little bit darker than it was before. We'll go ahead and light the son of a bitch. Now, if this worked correctly with the hemp or everything like that, or shit, actually, you might be able to see it with the light on my fingers, but there's the little gloss there. Means the wick definitely absorbed the oil. But give her a light and you should have your candle. Voila, there you go. Now you got yourselves a nice mason jar oil candle. And to, you know, extinguish the flame, all you gotta do is treat it like a normal candle and just, you know, voila. But that's enough for me. What do you guys think of this? Would you like to see other content like this, or is there anything in particular you guys would like to see on this survival channel? Let me know in the comment section down below, Z-Trap. Alrighty, so that's gonna be it for today. I thought I had all of my closing here recorded already. Apparently I did not. But if you guys did make it to the end of this video here, go and leave the word fire in the comment section down below to let me know that you made it to the end and you guys are part of the 100% club. And as usual, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really does help us out here, and it also helps to, you know, get us further up in the algorithm to let other people know ways like this to be more independent of the systems that we live in and more self-sufficient, because we're all about self-sustainability here. But if you guys would like a more interactive experience with us, come join us live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Central Time on my main YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook pages. For streams, we play Pokemon Unite, talk about conspiracies with factual basis. We can talk about stuff like this too if you guys would like, and just, you know, have a grand old time. All the links will be in the description below or in my bio. Just in case I didn't say it already, I will be doing this every other Sunday and switch back to the old routine until it gets cold again, just like we did last year. Nonetheless, though, my dudes, until next time, please don't forget to live long and prosper, take care and peace, keep it 1,000,000% real, and remember, fuck the system. I'll see you guys on the flip side.